have started the recording, sire.
2 people got shot. Actually, no, lots of people got shot. 2 players got shot. You crossed the bridge. Sniper is dead. Recap.
People are being really bad at dying.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Some people are good at dying. Some people are bad at dying.
And some people
Vlad
are
is
just
really bad
dying.
at dying.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Truer words have never been spoken.
We sent
Wow.
Vlad and Knight back, and we don't know if they made it. Woo! But we continue on towards the center.
Yes. The center. Your children may or may not still be.
Well, I know that most of them are dead.
Sadness.
Yeah.
Right, you just gotta get there, Patriarch. Save your people.
Looks at one population. Doesn't cry, it's fine.
You're 1 people.
My one single person, it's gonna be Leslie, and I'm gonna cry like a bitch, because he's gonna be dying.
Well, we'll see.
Don't hurt my boy.
Alright,
My
moving on.
old boy.
Your old war boy. Alright, well. So. Who's ready to begin?
Let's go.
Me.
Alright.
Let's go.
It was right the day I was born.
You guys eventually cross the bridge. You can see a bunch of good old town troops that were at the end of the bridge, kind of hunkered down, finally charge up with the sniper dead. They don't really pay you much mind. They're much more focused on making as much ground as possible.
Okay. If they won't pay us mind, we won't pay them mind then. Continue forward.
Yes, continue on forward. And that's when I need you all to roll, or one of you, sorry, to roll the AT100.
Hey, you're Walking Dead, man. You want to do it?
You want me to roll a 1d100?
Huh?
You bastard! You stole it! You stole it!
Oh, is that really good? So they're okay, or is bad okay?
It's perfectly in the middle. I mean, that's pretty alright, I think.
Perfect balance.
It's not okay by 1%.
Or it is okay by 1%. Who knows?
It's that question of when you didn't study on a test, you're like, it's either okay by 1% or it's not. I just don't know. I didn't study.
Well, let me get back our original theme song for this
Of
area.
gunshots.
There we go. Yeah, gotcha. You guys continue through the city. 2 men down, 1 man with a hole inside them, and one man with an arm missing from them. But you continue on nonetheless.
It's fine.
I thought you were saying 1 man with a hole inside him, 1 man with an arm.
Oh.
Continue.
And as you continue to move through the city, every so often you hear the sound of, well, combustion. You don't see where it's coming from, but you hear it, and then you hear explosions shortly after hearing the sound. You can probably guess that they are rockets or missiles of some kind. No, you're not sure exactly to what effect they do. Every so often you see a bit more of that gas, wind-defying gas that moves out between buildings or alleyways, and the poor people that sometimes get caught up from them or inside of them. But you don't let that deter you, as you guys are able to make it to, well, castle. You know, this is your entry point where you usually go to the your people, where the tallest city or tallest skyscraper in the city is,
Okay.
completely bombed out and abandoned.
This is the place.
Hmm.
Follow me. And he'll start going.
You begin going.
New.
You knew. And it's pretty close to how you remember it, Castle. Some repairs have definitely happened since the, well, threats that you handled in the past. Enough to climb up the little rope ladder that's been left down. There are bodies in the area now, not human though, insects and other creatures, but where they would usually have been collected for food, as you know, they've been left. You climb up into Leslie's little shack that he has, his little guard tree house, sort of. But he's not there. And you continue on to the main city.
Not Leslie.
And when you get there, you see that the wall has pretty much been repaired, mostly. But it's almost completely abandoned. There are some signs of battle here and there. It doesn't look like against conventional arms or opponents. But you do see bodies of different colored armies here. Not in any heavy presence, looks like just a few here and there, in groups of 2 or 3. And animal bodies as well. Or I should say insect bodies.
What does the cause of death seem to be on the other colors?
Insects, mostly.
Okay.
Some were particularly torn apart, with oversized centipedes or mosquitoes. And others with bite marks that don't match what you've seen so far. The gate is half open, easy to get through. Definitely something that wouldn't have been there if the circumstances were the usual. And you're easily able to, all of you, or kind of get your way inside. And again, the entire area looks almost completely abandoned.
But there's minimal actual damage. Am I able to see, because it says I have 1 population. Am I able to see where that is in the city?
Yep, you are. It's a bit hard, but at the very least you can kind of sort of like move your dot over top of where the one tiny little gray dot is and know that he's in that general vicinity. And if you're looking around, it's easy enough to find them. I won't make you roll for it. But you do find a Leslie.
Leslie. And Castle will go over there to him. Is he hurt?
Kind of find him in like almost this weird kind of sub-access kind of sewer, like grate almost. and he kind of startles awake. I was kind of sleeping with his gun on him. But as soon as he sees you, obviously you can see the immediate like hope in his eyes. As of course his first words are, "Patriarch,
What happened? Are you okay?
I'm fine." He starts kind of pulling himself up and out of dirt and grime down there. We, after the highway blew up, I'm sure you were able to see all the cracks um, that led down to this level. We had to move. I'm not sure what happened, but they found something, and there's something that all of them wanted to fight over. And eventually, the war that usually was topside is, well, down here now too. We weren't safe, so I had a few of them take some of the, well, most of the injured and wounded and other non-combatants away from here.
To where?
I'm not sure. They said they'd leave a trail. I'm sure we can find them as soon as it's safe to do so.
How long ago was this?
Uh, Weeks, maybe? I'm sorry, Patriarch. I'm not so good at time
It's
right
okay.
now.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say, does it need medical attention?
He looks like dehydrated and tired, and I don't see any noticeable wounds or anything on him. Just fatigue, mostly. Some cuts and scrapes. I don't know if it. Definitely not something to break out a med kit over, though.
Does anyone have an extra canteen or rations?
Of course.
Thank you.
Bitches.
Just add that in.
Yeah, Arabella will give her rations, some rations. Take a meal, bitch.
Wow. There it is. He almost looks hesitant, not like out of fear or anything like that, but like, am I allowed to have this sort of thing? Like a gift from a friend of the Patriot? That sort of like kind of ideal, or what's the right word for it? Idealization? Idolization?
Idolizing.
Idolization.
She's just holding out some her rations, smiling.
Looks at Castle.
He motions with his one arm and just like, take it.
He takes it and immediately kind of begins greedily opening it up and eating it. Not noticing your one arm yet.
Good, though. The
Probably
longer he doesn't notice, the better.
Yeah, I thought so.
Arabella just tells him, like, if you're still hungry, there's more.
This is more than enough, thank you, madam.
Of course.
We'll see if we can find where they went, but before that, do you know what these things are that they found?
As far as any of myself and the scouts are able to gather, patriarchy, it's, well, it's just one thing, I think. Each of them seem to be just fighting over control of it, and bringing it to and fro between their sides.
Hmm.
Something they're using, something. I'm not sure what they're using it for, but they're using it, whatever it is. I think they've been calling it the obelisk. That's what I heard some of the patrols say, but they're looking for it down here. Or a way to get it.
Obelisk, well, that sounds appropriately ominous.
Oh, I'm not the one that named it. Madam.
Hmm.
Would you happen to know anything about the gas?
It's one of the new burdens of war that have been concocted since finding that thing. Probably that's why they've been getting it, I guess. It's been upping their ideas for, well, dealing death.
They've got these things. I haven't seen them in person yet. They show up as almost black pillars.
Say that again, sorry, Brie.
They've got these things. I'm not exactly sure what they look like yet. Right now I see them as just these black pillars. 4 in red region, 1 in blue, 1 in green, 1 in tan.
You don't travel above ground that much. I can only assume that's I don't know, actually, Patriarch. I'm sorry. I'm not gifted with the map.
It's okay. Don't apologize.
Did he tell us what they're fighting over, or just they're fighting over something?
The obelisk. That's what they call it. I'm assuming that's what the SCP is.
It looks to a castle.
What?
Ask anything.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Gimprain says, I don't know if I should say anything. He's your guy.
Go ahead. Ask away.
Do you know what these operas do? Or do they just take them out as soon as they find them?
I think it's just the one, and they've been using it for, well, I'm not sure exactly what they've been using it for, but they've been fighting over it and just playing tug of war, essentially.
Can you explain one thing? If they're all fighting over it, how are they all using it?
I don't know. I assume maybe it only gives them a boost if they have it, and anything they garner from it is still theirs to keep.
It's an endless hot potato.
Yeah.
There's key.
Yes, madam.
What if that's gotta be the reason the people aren't dying?
Oh, that kind of looks away when you mention that.
You seen it?
Some new ammunition that Reds seem to have been employing here and there. Only a few I've seen with it, but those that have been using it effectively. I always did have a thing for wanting blood.
So it is the ammunition.
Yes.
Why?
They've been only
That's what I'm wondering.
whoever they have in charge of that particular discovery, or how to use it at least, must have had some reason. I can only assume, but I wouldn't dare question your intelligence, my patriarch.
Mm.
Well, if you bring back someone that should be dead, but, well, isn't dead, at least at the very least, enough to talk, you could gather quite a lot of intelligence from that person, I can imagine.
You want people that been hit and aren't dead, madam?
No, I think she's garnering. That's why they made it.
Could be a possible reason.
That could be it.
What
course.
happened? Does it have a amount? Do you know? Sorry, he says. Have you seen if it has a time limit until it wears off?
Kind of silent for a bit, and then very surely says, "As far as I've seen, there's no time limit. It's forever.
Okay.
There are still people here that got hit. They can't do anything anymore."
Jesus.
They're all in the level below the wall.
Nuts. Looks over to researchers. Did you want to stop down there?
Well, sorry. Well, perhaps I can see in a controlled environment, in a slightly less chaotic environment, if anything can be done. If anyone else would like to join me.
Sorry, what was down there? My cat was attacking me, and I had to
Bodies.
put him out.
Bodies who aren't dying.
Arabella kind of thinks for a moment. She just nods to keepsake. I would like to have a look.
Lieutenant Pond, please escort them.
I can show you down there as you will, patriarch. And anywhere else too, of course.
He looks at Leslie. Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
I'm empathying this boy.
He kind of straightens up from his previous state of just. Yeah, he's ready.
Oh, I can't. I'm too fucking high right now.
What? I'm too fucking high right now. Like, he just say that right in his face.
No.
Man, I'm too high right now, Leslie.
These are the internal
Hi.
machinations of Castle. I can't read him. I'm high as shit. Alright.
Alright.
You will wait for Leslie to start walking. He'll walk with him.
He gathers some things first and foremost, and then comes back. Where would you?
Said it was under the gate, right?
The wall, yes.
That's where we need to go.
nods, and we'll begin taking you over by there. Just be sure you guys want to go check out the bodies, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Me too.
Cool. Let's see here. Where the fuck is it? I got this. Hold. All right. With that, Leslie begins leading you down inside one of the kind of maintenance doors into the internals of the makeshift kind of scrap wall that they have set up to block off the main sort of hole leading down to this little village that's here. Heading deeper into the wall and downward, you come across you find yourselves on a catwalk overlooking what seems to be what your world's kind of equivalent of like a water treatment plant would be, but almost completely hollowed out and most of the equipment run down and wasted away to the point of almost not really even being there. Inside are good 7 to 8 individuals. And before that, actually, as he's opening the bulkhead door to this area, he's almost hesitant at first, kind of looks around the area, and then opens it, and immediately you can hear the wails of pain and cries and horror that immediately kind of shuffle out from the door. There is a stairway leading down to where they are at, but each of them are in different states of, well, undeath, I suppose is the best descriptive word for it. Some barely have limbs anymore, others barely have bodies. There is one just half chewed away head, which is pretty much only a neck and a mouth now. And yet it still opens and closes and emotes and makes slight sounds, or at least tries to. And still tries to breathe, despite the fact that it can't. Not physically, anyway. With that, you have your injured individuals of the special ammo that you yourselves have come across. All of them are gray, of course. Whether they didn't hear you guys come in or just don't care. But one of them does notice, at least you, Castle. Immediately he makes almost like a not excited wail, but like almost like a relieved, moanful kind of mourning like moan. As what's left of his arms kind of reach up towards you a little bit.
Oh.
What would you guys like to do?
Castle will go to him and kind of nod towards the researchers with a kind of do what you need to do. Yeah, he'll go over to the one that recognizes him to give them comfort.
Who's the least injured?
The least injured?
Yeah.
You have any specific parameters for least injured, or
Like, who?
Just- bad looking, or
Yeah.
do you need them to be able to talk, or like what?
They could possibly still be alive
None of them.
without the help of this bullet, or at least some damage that is repairable.
None of them.
Okay. Then the most intact.
The most intact would be one that recognizes Castle right now. His arms aren't completely gone, but a lot of them have chunks taken out of them, and one of his hands have kind of been half like blown away. As well as a long kind of slab of meat that's kind of been slashed away from his chest down to his stomach. Other than that, he at least is coherent of his situation and not completely taken by pain, not plain.
Okay. Okay. She will make her way over to that person too then.
Mm-hmm.
Was I able to as well as he was the one that recognized me?
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay, because yeah, Castle wants to kind of give him comfort. Since he's
Of
alert
course.
of his surroundings.
Mm-hmm. As you get closer, it's almost like he gets more and more recollection of, oh, thank God, I'm not dreaming, sort of thing. As he continues to kind of wail out shortly towards you as you get closer.
I'm here.
Almost, sort of.
I'm sorry, you cut out?
Oh, where did I cut out?
Almost, sort of, and then cut.
Oh. Was the only thing you heard me saying almost sort of?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on then. Just make
He
sure.
said it's almost as if he's like in awe of you.
Aw.
It was just the end bit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that.
I just wanted to make sure like it wasn't gonna just randomly cut out again.
Castle kneels down and he places his hand like on his shoulder, close to their neck, where there isn't a wound.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, I'm here.
Immediately kind of just.
It's alright, save your breath.
Mm-hmm. What'd you guys like to do from here?
Oh, I can't say it soon.
Your move, researchers. Welcome to Terrible.
Dommy, do you have anything you want to do?
No, I just almost immediately, in Arabella's voice, said, Dr. Firebug, burn this place to the ground. I took a breath to do it, and I was like, no, I can't even say it as a joke, man.
Oh my god, okay.
We would have had to do like a really slow, like, fucking crane my neck towards Arabella if she's ever said that.
No.
Yeah. I think everyone would.
Yeah.
Anyway, so can I look at this man's wounds, see if there's anything from the wounds that like the ammunition left behind? Put that in my scientist kit. I still have. Were all of my samples taken?
I'm pretty sure you gave them all your samples.
I was not here for this. I did not consent. Oh well.
Well, if you wanted to keep your samples, you probably could, but I think some were taken
Yeah,
back
yeah.
for testing.
Okay. So I had at least once. Okay. So yeah, I had a couple samples of flesh. Could I take some samples.
Excuse you.
Take some samples from this guy as well. Less
totally.
invasive.
Oh yeah.
Less invasive than
Oh,
the
yeah.
one that, you know.
Mhm.
And see what's up, see if there's something in him that's
Totally.
keeping him alive.
So
Okay.
you pull out your good old scalpel kit and you begin cutting.
Less invasive. Less invasive.
I mean, are you asking for flesh samples or are you asking for blood samples? What are you looking for here?
Blood samples. I already have flesh samples.
All right, so you stick them with a needle.
Yes.
Okay. He doesn't really register it that much. So you're usually able to take a blood sample from him.
Okay.
What I'm gonna do now.
I don't know. Can I run it through my scientist kit? See if there's any abnormalities popping up?
Yes, you may.
Okay. What is that roll?
That would be a. Organization chemistry?
Yes.
Then it wouldn't come into play for this.
Okay, never mind. Wait, give me your general kit.
Assume he does. So roll
Okay.
your wit science with a +3.
Okay. Toxins at all?
No toxins.
I'm going to assume pharmaceuticals and botany don't apply either.
No. Unfortunately.
8.
Wow.
Damn.
Well, there is no. The only abnormality is the fact that this guy survived this and
Yeah.
is still living from this. Doesn't seem there's any residue or that the flesh itself is acting in a different way. Or at least, sorry, not the flesh, the body, the blood, I should say, that you collected is acting any differently. But it is still acting as if it's inside of a vein, despite the fact that it is not being oxygenated.
Huh.
It's still living,
Huh.
even though you've cut it away. It's only as you thin it out, to the point of it almost not being extremely visible, or at least being so spread along the surface that it's only really a stain, that it starts showing signs of, well, dying.
Okay.
And it's a slow process of dying. It's not like immediately like a light switch went off. It slowly gets less and less oxygenated.
Okay.
Until
What
eventually it's nothing.
And same with the flesh?
The flesh is a much more harsher process.
Oh boy.
You go through the same test. It's about the same, pretty much the same. It simultaneously shows signs of death and life at the same time. You can see where it looks like some bacteria has begun to grow and eat away at different parts of the flesh, yet it's not dead fully, at least. And as you cut it away more and more, the thinner and thinner slices, it finally shows that it is no longer, well, living tissue.
Okay.
So was it like actively regenerating or just really resilient?
No.
Just not even resilient, just It's strange. There's strange sort of in between life and death it still is in.
Almost like suspended animation, could you say?
One could say that.
Okay. She rolls up her sleeves. Do any of them still have bullets in them?
Wait. Oh, Seeley. I need to know. So, is there structural damage to like the cell itself? Like, is there a 10-foot deep fucking hole inside the containment cell?
Sorry? Like the containment cell for the army men?
Yes.
There's not a 10-foot deep hole.
Like, how deep is that hole in like retrospect too?
The hole you guys are in right now?
The big, huge hole that goes all around the containment cell. Well, if that's in the containment cell.
Oh, like the cracks and stuff that you guys see down here.
Yeah.
You don't see that on camera.
You don't see. Okay, so those don't exist on
Or
camera.
when you're big, you don't see that. You only see it down at this size.
Because for a moment, I was just like, what if they broke into another containment cell? And this is the necrotic mass, guys. But no, it's not that. Okay. All is well in this world.
Oh, sure. All is well.
Carry on.
He says, looking at the destruction and carnage behind him.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just was like, wait a second. Do we know that, like, have we seen this on that? Since we don't, then we has no reason to be like, holy shit, galaxy brain. I'm sorry, Raph.
Is the
That's
necrotic
okay.
thing literally one cell below this one?
No. I hope not. No, because this is in Keter containment, and the necrotic mass is safe. Anyway, well, she says, do any of them still have ammunition in them, or do you happen to have any bullets lying around?
None, madam. They all either completely destroy themselves from just the impact, or if you're never able to find any, they don't get stuck in the bodies either.
What if it's something that's meant to incorporate in with the body?
Nothing is showing up in my readings, other than the fact that it refuses to die. It's like some strange state of suspended animation. It only dies once flesh is either sliced so thin that it really is just sample tissue, or blood is spread out until it's merely a stain.
Reading?
It's an SCP and not one that I can pick up on with this equipment. This is absolutely an SCP effect, which is obvious, but it would be much more helpful if we could say, hunt down that sniper or any of the like, and steal all his ammunition for inspection.
Well, luckily for you, our next stop is Red Territory.
Luckily for us, or luckily for them. And if we do get ammunition, well, I believe that Dr. Firebug and Dr. Nephilim will be much handier at that. But whatever it is, one bullet is enough, I assume, to have this sort of effect. And as for possibly ending the effect, she looks at them. Their bodies would have to be absolutely destroyed, I assume.
Oh god, why can't I remember his name?
Leslie?
Isaac? Leslie. Why do I want to say Isaac for some reason? Sorry. Leslie just coughs. He heard a lot of words there. He doesn't really understand.
That's okay, Leslie. Have you tried the effects of fire on any of the samples?
Well, let's try. Dr. Firebug, would you happen to have a match? Or a lighter?
I think Chance stopped existing.
I killed him.
Oh.
Science.
Yep. For science. That sounds like something our
He
brother would
does
do.
have a lighter.
Ah, I knew it! I knew it!
Of course he has a lighter, it's Firebug.
Yeah.
We pass over the lighter.
Okay, well, she will. Can she try to roll and see if lighting it up? Well, does she have to roll to see if lighting a sample on fire?
I'll give it to you. Don't worry. But first, Chance, just so you know, you're muted if you're even here. All right, he's not here. All right.
Chance, let's have
So you
session.
light-
Chance immediately disappears.
I mean, it disappears. Yeah, fucking piece of shit. Probably went to go get dinner or something. So you light it up like a Christmas tree. And you just need a flesh sample or the blood sample.
A flesh sample and then a blood sample.
Cool. So the flesh sample, of course, lights up after a little bit and catches fire, where it displays the signs of, well, how muscles would usually react if you put them under flame. And continues to kind of spasm and work itself away until it pretty much gets burned to almost a crisp, and then it finally stops.
Okay.
When almost, you can tell, almost, you'd say a good 90 to 95% of it has been burnt or crispicized.
Barbecued.
Barbecued, yeah. Nice and cooked. That's when it finally stops and dies. And the room has a great smell of venison or veal. Nice smell of burning flesh,
Okay.
which actually doesn't smell that great, actually.
No, it smells
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
One of the worst smells, baby.
The
Castle?
blood.
Yeah.
You put an open flame onto the blood, and it heats up, and it
Same
boils after a while. It still survives up until, of course, it starts kind of steaming away. They're keeping it on a flame for that long.
Of course.
Right.
What if I put any of it in water?
Put the blood in water.
The flesh.
Does nothing. Just flesh floated in water now.
Okay. She relays this to Castle.
Alright. So basically anything that leads to tissue death.
Yes.
Deep tissue damage. Streaming.
At least 90% of it.
He looks back at the room. I don't think we got the means for that here.
Let's see.
Is Castle wanting to set everyone on fire?
Castle is
Yeah.
wanting to put them out of their misery.
Alright, I got you, fam.
Misery by fire. Yeah, Firebug only has the lighter. I thought he brought his little aerosol can with him again. Or his makeshift flamethrower.
What are they all in?
What are they all in? Sorry?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He opened a door.
It's pretty
Yeah,
much a lower level.
You're in a big kind of room where everyone's just kind of on the ground. You're with them in the same kind of open like area, essentially. There's no like rhyme or reason to it. Essentially, it's not, but it's not like they threw them down here or anything like that. Like they placed them down and then they just kind of were here on their own.
Can we tase a sample? I don't
You
fucking.
want to tase the sample?
Yeah.
Sure.
Do we have any electricity?
Holds
Yeah.
up Rylan.
Oh, okay.
As you hold up Ryland's arm.
Let me borrow your arm. Lend me a hand, Rylan.
It's not funny. He says, while trying, kind of like just slight chuckle, tiny chuckle.
Oh my god. She
Okay,
probably
well,
would actually say it. She was just like, lend me a hand. Just sort of not meaning it for it to be a joke. Don't, Castle. Arabella is not gonna joke about any of this.
Castle ...
We're both completely different. She is mortified by everything that's happening right now. But she probably would accidentally say, lend me a hand to Ryan.
Right, of course.
So anyway, how do they react to being electrocuted?
Well, after being tased by Ryland's Robo Punch.
Are you tasing like the body or a sample?
No,
We just
samples.
tase, like, Leslie
be-
by accident.
I will
This will be
fucking
your
fight
last
anyone
sample.
who tases my boy.
This will be your last sample, by the way.
Okay.
You tase it.
You get a lot
It-
more in this one.
It shows signs of spasm, of course, from electricity and seizing up. Does nothing to it.
Okay.
Okay.
So we require tissue death. If you want to put them out of their misery.
So what? Something like fire or acid?
Fire or acid, yes. Both will be extremely painful. Unless perhaps we could sever their pain we could kill their pain receptors first.
Is that possible?
Between all three of our medical skills, possibly, yes.
Might be something to look into now.
Would you like it done by drugs or by surgery?
That's up to you. You're the researcher.
She looks at Arabella and Ryland. You two are far better with the human body than I am.
Ryland kind of looks around a bit, looks at Arabella, looks back. I don't think we have enough anesthetic to get them all out if we're gonna treat all of them. At least not the same amount that we can continue on for them.
But there's no need to really. I can't fucking say the word. Use anesthetic on them. If we can cut their pain receptors physically.
Like,
Talking, what, a lobotomy or something like that?
Essentially, yes. If you want, it's either that, Dr. Castle, Dr. Diablo, or you put them into a fire or into acid as they are.
I'm gonna intelligence medical here to see if this is something that is actually feasibly possible. Mm-hmm. 4 successes.
It's possible.
Just basic neuroscience, you know?
Well, it's definitely not basic neuroscience. If you, it's possible to do it a number of ways. But those ways, at least with your knowledge, would include either, first off, very deep and very illegal, or mostly illegal and very invasive brain surgery,
Mm-hmm.
which they would be awake for. up
We can
until the
just
point
snap their
where they
neck.
get. Yeah, that's
That's
what I was gonna get to, Dami.
Oh, okay.
that
'Cause
doesn't
I was
work
the
though.
only
They
thing I was
don't die
thinking,
from
oh,
normal
my.
means.
As Dami already proudly said for me, the other way would be, of course, breaking their spinal column.
So that the signal can't travel.
Yeah,
The signal
no.
can't travel, which they would be awake for.
They won't feel it after that.
Yeah, that's just the pain of having your spine broken up until the point where you don't feel anything anymore, and the slow horror of knowing that you can't move for the rest of your whatever life you have left.
If you really want this castle, it will be extremely brutal.
And they'll be awake for the entire process.
And we
Yes.
are not putting this only into Dr. Diablo's hands. That is not
Arabella,
fair.
you are a saint out of character. I was
You immediately. This is not his decision. It's not going on his hands.
I understand that. It's all of us. I'm just.
If we don't do anything, they're going to lay here and they are going to rot alive.
I suppose that's the point. That was the point of the gas.
Maybe.
Direct tissue death.
Oh, nothing is dying.
Leslie speaks up and says, I don't think rats are that nice.
No, but it would have some. It would have had that additional side effect.
It's still very slow.
Painful.
Yes.
It more seems like it was made to induce more pain than it was to eventually end it.
Yes.
What supplies do we have left here, Leslie?
They took most of the food and other resources for if they had to barricade or make a bridge or something.
Okay.
We still have some ammo and weapons.
Do we have gas?
We didn't have any chance to touch the obelisk, sir. Let alone know what it is, so no, we don't have any gas.
You said gas, right?
Yeah, gas.
Okay, just making sure. He kind of looks confused. I don't mean the clouds, I mean gasoline.
Oh, sir. Sorry, my patriarch. I shouldn't have assumed. We have some.
Okay.
2 or 3 cans.
I have to wonder.
He looks back at the researchers. Collect whatever samples you need. We're dealing with this before we head out. And with that, he will leave to go collect the gas.
Okay. Well,
So I had to deal with some family drama real quick.
Welcome to the other drama.
So, just to quickly catch me up, we know about the obelisks. What are we doing right now?
Unless someone else wants to take this,
There's a lower room full of a bunch of gray soldiers who have been hit by the bullets that cause no death. We have determined that the only way to kill these people for good is complete cell death. AKA burning them, acid, things like that. Horribly painful. Awful. We also looked into potential means of making it so their pain receptors don't go off, and that would be basically a highly illegal lobotomy or breaking their neck so that the pain can't travel downward.
Nice.
So they were like, hey, we got to make a decision on this. Castle asked if there's gasoline. There is. He said to the research team, get your samples, because we're going to deal with this room before we leave. And then he headed out.
Who's
When-
going to follow you, Castle?
When Keepsake was checking the samples and stuff, Was she saying stuff on a cellular level, or?
Yeah, it was the science kit. Yes, you'd be seeing things on a cellular level.
So were the cells replacing themselves, or they just weren't?
They were not replacing themselves. They just
Oh,
weren't.
so it wasn't stasis. Okay. Okay.
I guess I'll collect more samples then.
Are you collecting them from the leftover peoples?
Yes, she apologizes as she does so.
A lot of people don't want this.
Yeah, she promises. She probably says something as she works about ending this.
I'd bring Leslie with me, by the way, so he doesn't have to be around for the collection.
He follows. Don't worry.
Okay.
I also follow you, mate.
Looks back if
Are
we
you?
aren't you supposed to be down there with the other researchers?
You see, biology isn't my thing. I'm
Alright.
better with chemicals and explosives and stuff like that, so I can do it. I just rolled for my morality, fam.
Castle looks at him. I'm not
Wait,
gonna
he
ask
looks.
you to put yourself through that.
It's okay. I turned on the gas. I can do this too. It's wrong, but it's also the right thing to do. No one should be in that much pain. And he says, kind of clutching his own wound, thinking about pain.
Okay. But before we do, I'm gonna see what we can do to make it so they won't feel it.
She nods. Oh, not she. He nods. My fucking god. I am doing like 5 things at once.
It's okay.
God damn it. So, he nods. And just follows Castle.
Hey researchers, how's the trauma?
Arabella still feels like there's something that can be done. So I'm just like,
Well, if you think something can be done, go ahead and try it.
no, I feel like there's something could be done, but I don't know what it is, and I'm looking at my scientist sense like,
I mean, if we get a hold of the bullets, we could possibly reverse engineer an effect.
Why was there no bullets in these people? Like,
They either were destroyed by impact or just went straight through them, and then were destroyed by the impact after that.
There's a theory that I threw. I can't remember if I or Wrath threw it out that they might be made to self-destruct once they hit, so that either they immediately integrate with the body, or it's just so they can't be recovered.
Yeah.
hmm. But like, if there's like an arm on the floor or something, would that arm still move if it's not attached?
No, it wouldn't move.
It would still be alive, though.
Mm-hmm.
Why not just collect your samples from those ones instead of the conscious ones?
That would be mostly up top side. You'd find those. There's no loose limbs down here.
Well, there's the head guy who's only half a head.
Yeah, but
He's
the other half
also
is
still awake.
I'm just
He's
throwing
also
out
still-
ideas.
Who's that guy who was still who noticed Castle come in?
He's the guy that Keepsake got the blood sample from.
Hmm. Can Arabella do tests on him, like check his eyes, like they're reacting properly and everything?
Yeah, you can. It's easy enough. You're a doctor. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
What's your medical's at above a 2, so I'll give it
Yes,
to you
it
3.
is.
His eyes are reacting properly. He's fully conscious.
Hmm. Where the fuck is the stasis effect coming from then? It's got to originate from something.
The bullets.
No, I meant like, if it's the bullets, then it's gonna leave something behind, but you found nothing in any of the time.
No, that's what it's an SCP effect.
God.
We only have half the puzzle essentially. We don't have the bullets that are causing this. We have the after effects.
These are the same bullets that hit Castle and Hui,
Yes.
and they went
Went
straight through.
So they hit the
And-
ground, and then you guys. I remember you guys, your teeth went to go see if you could find any of that hit the ground. You weren't able to. They hit the ground, and then they scatter off into pieces, or there's just dust.
So,
Like, that is how heavy the impact is.
and you've checked the entry points.
Yes, they have checked.
She got 8 successes on her side. Well,
Did
I
it
think
hit
she
them
got-
with like a shockwave?
Nope.
No. Oh god.
I mean, sort of. Anti-material rifle.
Fucking hell. All right, that's a bit of a shockwave.
A little bit. But not like a Naruto,
No.
ground
I meant like
pound.
enough to like just rattle the whole body. So like,
Oh yeah.
hmm. Okay. Ay. So how much damage is done to this guy
Which guy?
that I'm with?
The same guy that recognized Castle.
Yeah.
As I sorry. Some of his arms are missing. One of his hands is like kind of half like destroyed, and
Yeah.
also from his upper chest down to his like mid stomach is just like a pound of flesh that's gone from there. You can see some of the bone, the chest muscles and ribs.
God.
If you guys want to take samples, you're gonna have to hold some people down. Because the last thing they want is more of them taking away from them.
Everyone in this room is technically, if they were to not be in stasis, they would be dead.
Yes.
They, in all medical senses of the word, they should be dead, but they are not.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna think for a bit. You guys keep doing it.
I clicked the wrong button. So Hui's still going with Castle. Because Hui's not into biology.
We're on our way back.
While you were getting the gas and being she shows you the gas and you guys bring it back. What are our collection side of things going? Are you hurling people down? Are you waiting for
so-
Castle maybe?
Keepsake will wait for Castle. Or well, over comms, so she'll tell Castle that perhaps something can be done if they can recover ammunition and try to reverse the effect.
What were the states of? There's one guy who was half ahead. There was one guy who was missing all his limbs. What were the others?
Mostly, a lot of them have parts taken out of them. Like, one has like most of their chest kind of gone, and kind of like a hole / crater there, still moving.
Okay.
At least on the ground. There's of course the guy that recognized you, that immediately kind of was very coherent of you, like immediately.
But the others are less coherent.
The others are more dealing with their pain right now.
Okay.
It's like walking to a medical tent, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's people there that will look over at the tent flap opening, and there's people there that are more versed in their agony.
Are all of them like, unsalvageable?
They're all dead.
All dead.
All right.
And honestly, Castle will probably say that over comms. He'll be like, Dr. Spine, they're all dead. You can't save them. If you reverse the effects, they die.
Yes. But burn them.
What did she say? I'm sorry.
But if we do reverse the effects, then you don't have to burn them.
No, instead we leave them in a dark hole for God knows how long.
Well then, I guess she'll ask security to hold someone down.
Yeah, that's right. Hold
Yeah.
them down.
And gets a few guys to hold one of them down, who, of course, immediately begin screaming in protest. Well, but they're definitely restrained enough, especially in their state, that you can begin taking your samples.
Okay, what do I roll?
Well, first, what's your morality?
I just rolled for my morality, bitch!
Oh, and you're fine.
Also, my morality is a 5.
Oh, then I think you might have been okay.
Anyway. Yeah, mass murder does that to you. Anyway.
Mass murder would do that to you, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you're not above injuring other people, so you'd be good. You don't have to roll on that.
Okay.
You haven't killed anyone yet. Not yet, at least.
Yeah, no. Yeah, what do I roll to collect samples?
Just a dex medical. And we'll say as you're beginning to take samples, that is the gracious sound you come back to, Castle, with your gas cans.
What, the screaming?
Yeah.
He just closes
And
his
of course,
eyes
people
and
screaming
breathes.
out for the patriarch to make this stop.
Leslie,
Yes, patriarch.
please wait upstairs.
Patriarch?
Looks back at him, just looks really tired. Please.
As you command. And you'll wait.
How much anesthetic do we have left?
Well, let's see here. You go through your packs. You guys used a bit of it, I'd say, for the healings of Hui and yourself, to not, fucking just be out of the gate forever. Especially get Hui back on his feet. But you guys have, let's see here, you have, try to see, guys, that's one med kit there, big ass med kit there, and another med kit there. You have one use left in that one. 2 uses left in that. I would say you would have enough to make this painless for all of them, and put them under. But it will render Dr. Arabella's medkit useless. It will render Keepsake's medkit useless.
As in, no healing at all from them.
No healing at all from them. And essentially, you'd be taking both parts of those medkits and add your big ass medkit, which would have 2 charges left.
How many people are in here?
10.
10. All right. Castle will step down. Is Keepsake still collecting samples, or is Keepsake done?
How many samples do I get with the
Keepsake
test?
would be still collecting samples. How many samples are you trying to collect here from people, Keepsake? Just the one person, or are you trying to get at least as much, like a good amount to test with?
A good amount to test with.
Right. Are you caring about the states that their bodies are left in? Are you just trying to take like the minimum amount from each, or is it that you could pretty much completely destroy one person, or you can take a little bit from all 10 of them? Which would you prefer? These are the hard questions we ask in SCP.
Destroy one.
Yeah, she's gonna destroy one.
The complete destruction of the one that recognized Castle.
No, not the one that recognized Castle.
Arabella's with that one.
I mean, okay, then a different one then. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as that complete destruction is coming upon, you can get there, but halfway through that process, Castle, where you can see where one person that was probably the guy that had like, the little crater in his chest went from just that problem to not really being mostly a person anymore.
Oh, jeez.
While still awake. A lot of skin is gone, a lot of flesh is being taken. He's being held down and screaming his lungs out. Arabella, with your calming humming in the background, the people that are left, they're not, extremely calmed per se, but they're not outrightly like rebelling against the situation. They're about kind of trying to find their footing with what's going on right now. They're still not exactly sure exactly what's happening, but you're doing something at least to have them not completely riot.
She's probably holding on to a couple of them. She's not looking. She can't look. This is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Wrath is wondering if Keepsake could have broken his neck.
Totally. So he's not feeling pain, at least, you know that. He is still not in a good state.
Yeah.
He's still definitely very horrified at watching you, or being able to watch you tear his body limb from limb, essentially.
Yeah, she's gonna cry about this later.
Right. Along with that humming, Arabella, and they kind of instinctually kind of get into their own song along with you, and you find that it kind of turns from you leading mostly your own sort of hum to you almost being led into a hymn. It especially hits when Castle once again enters, because of course it would.
Nothing is okay.
So as they break out into their hymn for their patriarch, as they see looking down above them in their pain states, gas cans under his arms, above on the catwalk, and one of their members is just kind of freaking the fuck out right now. They still break into this song of devotion to you, Castle.
Oh, God.
definitely calling out for some sort of salvation
I'm a
from
cult
whatever
leader.
the hell is happening right now.
Arabella's not sorry. She's about all of this holy shit.
Who are these, strange doctors that just came in here and started chopping us up? What's going on?
They're from the Patriarch. What's going on? Why are they killing us? That sort of thing.
This bitch is over here holding hands and singing with them like,
Who are these monsters? And who is this angel? What's going on?
Am I gonna go full cult leader here? I think so. I
You're
think
going
so.
full cult leader right now.
I'm going full cult leader. Drink the fucking Kool-Aid. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Kool-Aid. Drink the Kool-Aid.
Is Castle saying that?
He might mutter that to himself. Yeah.
Oh, oof.
Hui will, kind of look at you as Hui understands that reference. And says,
you gonna give a sensible chuckle too, Hui?
and he says, it's not like
Looks at Hui. Both mix of exhausted and slightly, like, very little glint in his eye of just, I'm about to break my vows as a doctor.
and Hui, kind of, moves in front of you, Castle, and says, it's all right, Dr. Diablo.
You're not
Well,
doing
no.
it yet. You need to
Well,
calm them first.
maybe you shouldn't be the one to calm them so that you don't have that on your conscience, sir.
They're gonna listen to me. I mean, that's my job. That's my job.
Well, I'm
And he's
sure someone else can make them listen too, sir.
He
You don't
starts
need to.
walking down the
Dr.
stairs
Diablo.
mid-Hui sentence.
Hui keeps on calling out. You don't have to do it. Also, fuck off, Tommy.
What?
Castle. He goes down to the floor with them all there and kind of looks at the ones that realize he's there.
I reach out for you, sort of.
This is so not okay.
It is a very. You remember the first time they did something like this when they first realized that you were the patriarch, and they all wanted to have a hand on you as you passed by. They hailed you as a god of some sort. They put their trust and faith in you. And now the parallel of that situation is coming back once again in full force.
He stands up straight and says, and kind of raises his voice so he can be heard. You're all injured, and I know you're in pain. We want to help you, but there is no way to make what has happened disappear. I can do everything in my power to help you move on as painlessly as possible and make it so you're not left here in the dark. But I will not force it upon you. Will you let me help you? Or he'll say, will you let me help you move on?
Many.
This is not. This song is not fucking okay.
Thank you, John.
I had it ready. Don't worry, darling. Many people don't really understand exactly what you're asking of them. And at first there's a lot of commotion, but eventually mostly you see them crumble into mostly despair, accepting utter despair as they await your orders, patriarch.
Any out of character, I can't figure out the words to say, but honestly, I think he would kind of go into full fucking terribleness of, we can help you sleep, we can take this pain away.
That's when Arabella suddenly stands up.
And basically the full fucking 9 yards. I'm sorry, I can't figure out words for it in character.
Sorry.
Try and give him the best hope that death can give, which is terrible, but also they're in pain.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There's one thing. One sec.
I love this song. Sorry.
You will not, or you will feel nothing, and that in itself, that is the blessing I can give.
Just give me 1 second.
Snow, why are you approving of mass murder?
He's not approving of the murder. He's approving of letting them go.
Oh.
The fastest to ease their end the suffering.
And he will, Castle, if he has to, will play to the patriarch role. Be like, I've led you all this time. I do this because I want to help you.
Right. Got it. Hold on. I'm sorry. I don't want to break up this great moment, but
I'm sorry, I couldn't think of specific words, y'all. I just couldn't.
sound good. Just roll persuasion for me.
I will willpower that baby because
God.
I got minuses.
Can I help?
You can help.
With my,
Everyone can help. Everyone can help on this.
with my
Careful
amazing,
who all helps here, remember.
horrific presence. God.
Actually, don't worry about not getting too much. There are some minuses, and you guys do have to beat a certain amount. So having the most possible would actually probably be the best.
Alright, who else is helping me then?
Persuasion, just presence.
Presence.
Who is
For the-
unable to help?
For those that are helping, it is presence. For Castle, it is manipulation.
That's
Cool.
terrible.
My presence is better
That's
than my
terrible. How
manipulation.
dare you?
Just for you, Paige. Just for you.
I'm
Or should I say
manipulating my
bonds?
cult into accepting death.
Yep.
Dad would be so proud.
So
Drink the Kool-Aid.
Pretty much.
No.
Honestly, he's trying to keep the speech as like not positive but real as possible, but he's like, every word I say just takes me closer to being an absolute cult leader. I really did become my father.
No, you're good. You're fine.
Oh Jesus.
About continue her thing.
Uh,
So 13.
okay.
I don't think Dummy rolled.
I did.
Where is
Just
it?
wasn't that great.
Oh, was it the one success?
Yeah.
Did you re-roll the 9?
No. Here's that. I didn't realize. Just one.
Mhm.
Oh. Hold on.
Hold on.
Okay, now it's still just one. I
Okay.
didn't add +3.
Well, with that, despite how bad some of them are, many of them either try to set it up or help each other set it up. Some even stand, even if they're missing a leg. And each salute you, Castle. And they, as you will, Patriarch.
Castle will salute them.
And there you go.
And God, all the new psychology group is watching this too. Isn't this great?
You're definitely maintaining that great fear that all people have in the foundation of their higher up doctors.
That's Dr. Diablo. I understand why! They say it, they watch us, they set an entire group of people on fire.
Yeah, Don't worry. I'm sure Dr. Arabella and surely Dr. Vulture will welcome you to their table of scary doctors in the Foundation that
Yeah.
have heart.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Do you have hope? Does this count as hope?
I don't
God,
have hope.
no.
This is the
God
op-
does-
We're giving them hope,
I
but
mean-
it's all the wrong hope.
They didn't give in to despair.
They
or
didn't,
horror.
it's true.
This is definitely them kind of accepting their own deaths. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so.
Alright, so now here comes the terrible part. Ready?
Oh yeah.
We're gonna go around. And we're gonna start making it so people can't feel pain.
Light 'em up.
No, we're not just burning them. It's either a good old fucking surgery or a deck break. Whatever needs to happen is gonna happen individually. It's gonna be awful.
Right.
All right.
Well, you don't have to roll. What do you guys want to do? You want a neck break and then burn them, or
Well, I guess we're stopping pain and then destroying the remains.
Most
I-
things.
Neck break, they would still be able to control their head, right?
For them.
Yeah.
Well, for them, at least they'll be conscious and be able to, feel their head
So they will be able to
Yeah.
feel the fire. If
eventually.
that's a no.
Well, even with the brain surgery, they're gonna feel that for the first part as well, even with a net break.
Okay, that's true.
I mean,
So-
until they get to the brain, then it's just like this weird hollow feeling,
So
and
the neck
feeling
break.
of losing yourself more and more and more. As
Yeah.
You get
So
through
the
their
neck
brain.
break is going to be, as horrible as it is, more humane.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
neck break and then what?
Is there any chance of the
Well,
neck
they're
break
burned
knocking
because
them
they're
out
set on
too,
fire,
or
but-
Sorry, say it again.
is there any chance of that knocking them out, or they just can't be knocked out?
Anesthetics can put them under, but actually the neck break will work fine. They'll probably, out of character, they'll probably pass out from carbon dioxide.
Punch
Before.
them to.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, they'll be okay. They'll probably pass out from the carbon dioxide
Yeah.
before
Takes
the
12 in
pain
body after all.
actually feels.
Probably.
So we gotta make sure they're all propped up a little, so they're not lying on the ground and get a good inhalation of smoke.
Castle is probably going one by one to them to get this done, so he's making sure he's there with them, and also, I'll do
Yeah.
it.
Arabella would, but I don't know if she can. She's not strong enough.
Pawn will help. It's fine.
It's alright.
You
You've got.
already did one.
Yep.
So Castle will go person to person. He will make sure he's looking right at them, and get a hand on it and be like, on the count of 3, are you ready?
Yes, Peachka.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, and then break.
Yep. There's a whimper from some. Gasp, maybe. But eventually they're all on the ground.
And he will, after each break, he will wait a moment to be with them, to comfort them, and then move on.
While that happens, Wee's, preparing the bonfire.
Uh-huh. Prepare the bonfire, please.
Prepare the
So you go
bonfire.
each of them 1-to-1, Castle, and you do this. And eventually they're all ready, and the bonfire is set up. And you may be lit up as you're ready.
Did they ever have any phrase or something that they would say, aside from, obviously patriarch, but
Mm-mm.
okay.
Not that you've heard.
He nods.
He looks at you, Castle, and says, I'll take it from here, Dr. Diablo.
Alright. And he'll probably have said, done goodbyes and all that with each of them individually, so. He will nod to Hui and just stand at the edge of the doorway.
Well, I assume we have like a match or lighter or something.
You have a lighter.
You have a
Oh.
lighter.
I have. Yeah, I have
You
my
brought a
yeah.
lighter on you.
Yeah. We flicks open his lighter, looks sadly at these people, and then lights the little section of the spot where it's supposed to start. And then we'll join Castle.
Okay. And of course, it lights up. And you guys leave the room.
In dark there is light.
We can't save everyone, says Dr. Diablo, but it's better than the fate they would have had if we didn't come back.
And the only thing left of the sounds of that area is the sound of the bulkhead door being closed and locked behind you all. As the fire rises and smoke just slightly escapes from the door before it's finally closed. And with that, you have taken care of the last 10 of the guards of the Grey Army. All hail the Patriarch.
Dab.
God.
That's fucking horrible, man. You just destroyed Castle.
Well, if physically destroying him is not gonna work.
And you are left with the gracious sounds of home, castle.
May they sleep brave. I'm going to roll
Leslie.
a morality now.
Yeah, I think all you guys should roll a morality. Those of you that are above 3, I'm pretty sure. Hold on.
Do
3.
How many times do we need to roll? Just one, or?
It should be just 3 dice once.
Oh, well, 3 dice. Okay.
If they're already dead, does it really count as murder?
You're good. No, yes, it does. They were definitely
shit.
still alive.
Sorry, it's 1 success, not 4.
Castle, you're fine. You moved down finally, you piece of shit.
I
Roll again your new morality. Arabella, of course, somehow gets through this scot-free. You bitch.
Oh, it's a derangement.
They're going to use it.
I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense. He's the one that set the fire.
Yeah.
Oh.
No one tell him about all the civilians he got.
Listen, we're getting to it. We'll tell him one day.
One day.
Wait,
In the tunnels?
Low enough morality, we'll let him know.
wait. I think I rolled the wrong amount of dice.
Oh, how many dice did you roll? What's your morality, my boy?
You should have rolled 4 dice. Or no,
If
why'd
it's
you
less-
roll 5 dice? If you were moving down to 2 morality, you'd roll 2 dice.
Hold on a second. Were
I'm
you
not
at 7 morality before?
Yes, I'm supposed to be at 7 morality.
So roll 1 extra dice
Yeah.
then. You're at 6, not 5.
Yeah.
Still derangement.
Okay, awesome.
Alright. Arabella, of course, is fine. I'll roll Ryland's morality.
I feel good.
And we'll see how that goes later.
Okay. That sounds bad.
So then, where do you guys want to go from here? As Leslie is kind of just sitting in the main area with his gun, not looking in the direction. You can hear him silently kind of humming a bit.
I am fucking solid.
Can Arabella shuffle over to Leslie and hold out a hand and hum with him?
Sure. He's a bit taken aback, but he accepts this gesture and continues on like kind of keeping a lookout for anyone that may be coming, and not looking back
We just
at the
said.
door.
Castle will...
Arabella.
Oh, go ahead.
She probably doesn't have an expression. It's just her face. I should roll that. She good. Continue. Don't mind me.
Castle just goes... Is Leslie still sitting?
Yeah.
Castle will sit down next to him.
Patriarch.
Hey, Leslie. It's
It's
done.
done.
Deed's done.
Thank you, Patriot.
Sorry, I couldn't do more.
Did more than any of the rest of us.
We're gonna be moving on ahead soon here, probably take a rest and then get
Do you
going.
want me to come along?
He looks at him. You're welcome to.
Thank you, Patriarch.
Of course. We'll see if we can find any of those tracks that the others were supposed to leave on the way.
Gonna go and find them.
If we can. Our primary mission right now was to try and figure out what this obelisk is that their other factions are using. That's why the others are here with me. They're researchers.
I see. Well, Patriarch, thanks for a moment. I'm sure if we accomplish that goal, and if your people are even able to do something about it, then maybe that would be enough to get all of the other factions out of the underground,
Maybe.
and then they can come back safely.
He nods. If that's the reason they're down here, then the sooner we get it dealt with, the sooner they leave.
It's dangerous here with the monsters, but I think they think that it's worth it for the obelisk, especially with the terrain as it is topside now. But if we can at the very least get the obelisk out of here, then, or at least stop this away from being viable or worth it, then it'll be much easier for us to hide out.
Do you know where the obelisk is?
Pretty sure. Last I remember, it was a while ago, but I think the Green Army had it, but that was a bit ago. I don't know who has it now.
Okay. We'll keep an eye out. And he gives a very small, grim smile. We'll do it again.
As you will.
I'm gonna empathy my lad.
Go for it, you morphine motherfucker.
One success. Empathy's hard when you're high.
Empathy is hard when you're high. He seems determined.
Give him a nod. I'm gonna check in to see how long we're holding out with the. And he just motions to the others. Probably get you introduced to them too.
Right.
Come on.
Is that okay? I mean,
Of course it's okay. You're my friend and
Right.
comrade, Leslie. You deserve to know the people I work with.
immediately has like a look of like, I'm a friend.
And he stands up and offers a hand to Leslie to help him up.
I'm honored, Patriarch. Accepts the hand up.
All right. And he'll bring him over to the others. What's the plan then? Are we staying here to rest, or are we moving forward?
are you able to move forward? You and Dr. Firebug have sustained a lot of injury, and I know you can't die from it, but still.
I'll be fine.
Do we have any idea where we go?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Do we have any idea where we aim to go?
As we last heard, the obelisk is in green possession. However, we also wanted to check out, research those blocks. The black ones on the map. We're pretty close to one of them. We could head over there, see what we find. And then go from there. As a fair warning, it is in red territory. The reds are decently vicious.
Violent and bloodthirsty?
Depends on the ones you meet. End of the
Well,
day,
if we
they're
do
soldiers.
go, and hopefully perhaps we want to make recovering of their ammunition a priority, or at
Yeah.
least an objective.
Yes. We'll also want to stay low. They shoot on sight.
I was starting to enjoy it better and better.
Cutting out a little bit, Wrath. This is 5? Fiber. I mean, those cooked people back there probably have a bit of protein on them.
Protein.
Protein.
What the fuck is wrong with us?
This is just the heart of darkness sort of situation right here. You gotta keep the spirits up. Dark humor.
Spare the others, I am ready.
Alright, well, we can end here, or we
Okay.
can keep going.
I think ending here it's a nice stopping point, and also because I have to probably head out soon here.
Yeah, ending here would be good.
Alright then. Well, I'm happy we
Yeah.
moved a bit further in the grand scheme of things.
I'm saying
here.
like
Hey, what derangement did we get?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Let's find out.
Okay.
Also, thank you for running, Jordan, us through that terrible, horrible experience.
I thought it was great.
It was fantastic.
I love the song.
The song choice when Deliver Us started playing, I was just like, oh no.
That's why I started laughing. I thought I was muted.
That's
God.
great. Oh, I have one last song I can play also for the ending theme for this episode. Hold on.
Okay,
Nice.
I'm permission to add Deliver Us to Castle's playlist.
Oh, go for it, man.
God damn it. Castle Mick wasn't a character who's just like, I don't like religion. Jump cut. Deliver us!
My favorite song.
Yeah, you two know killing everyone. I was like, somebody play Deliver Us. Jordan, go.
I had it ready.
Hey, Dommy.
He became the Messiah.
It's their favorite song, Dommy.
Huh? Hmm.
So, Dommy, you still into it?
Are you guys still into it?
I'm still
Listen.
into it.
It's not giving me PTSD yet, so I'm still in. This is easy. Killing a bunch of people can do.
Man.
My only goal here is to not drop morality, just to piss Jordan off.
Well, don't worry. I'll get you someday.
I know.
I'll see what it's like to have Arabella brain soup.
You don't want to drop her morality, buddy. It's up there to protect you guys, not
I
me.
think I do. I think I do want to drop the morality.
Wait.
Can Arabella have at least empathy Rylan before we end it?
No.
Okay.
No, I'll allow it.